let's now turn our attention to another story that has garnered a lot of attention. Well, it impacts you, me, all of us. So you think it is hot, very hot, too hot? Does the earth feel like an oven? Well, listen to this. On Monday, the 3rd of July, the world experienced its hottest day ever. We mean hottest in human history, according to the US National Centers for Environmental Prediction. The mercury skyrocketed to the highest recorded average temperature ever. That's 17.01 degrees Celsius or 62.62 degrees Fahrenheit. That topped the previous record of 16.92 degrees Celsius from August 2016. Southern United States has been reeling under an intense heat dome in recent weeks. China is experiencing a strong heat wave with temperatures above 35 degrees Celsius. North Africa has seen temperatures near 50 degrees Celsius, and Antarctica, which is currently in its winter, has been registering abnormally high temperatures as well. Make no mistake, this is a climate emergency. Climate scientist Friederike Otto of the Grantham Institute for Climate Change and the Environment at Britain's Imperial College London has said, and I quote, "This is not a milestone we should be celebrating. It's a death sentence for people and ecosystems." And the news gets worse. The World Meteorological Organization, the UN Agency for Weather, has warned that governments around the globe must prepare for more extreme weather events and record temperatures in the coming months, thanks to the onset of El Niño, the warming phenomenon. El Niño is a natural climate pattern in the tropical Pacific Ocean that brings warmer than average sea surface temperatures and has a major influence on weather across the globe, impacting billions of people. The World Meteorological Organization says the onset of El Niño will greatly increase the likelihood of breaking temperature records and triggering more extreme heat in many parts of the world and in the ocean. The declaration is a signal to governments around the world to mobilize preparations to limit the impact on our health, our ecosystems and our economies. The last 3 years have been among the warmest on record, even with El Niño's sister phase, La Niña, which is marked by cooler than average ocean temperatures. A double whammy of a very strong El Niño and human-caused warming from the burning of fossil fuels had earlier led to 2016 becoming the hottest year on record. But this is the first El Niño to develop in 7 years, and coupled with human-caused global heating, it has pushed 2023 to break 2016's heat record. Along with increased ocean warming, El Niño events are usually associated with increased rainfall in parts of South America, the southern United States, the Horn of Africa, and Central Asia. It can also amplify severe droughts, heat waves, and wildfires over Australia, Indonesia, parts of Southern Asia, Central America, and Northern South America. Other impacts include dangerous tropical cyclones in the Pacific and the mass bleaching of fragile coral reefs. In India, a major rice-producing nation, El Niño can weaken the monsoon and result in less rainfall. Remember, it is rainfall that the country relies on to fill its aquifers and grow crops. El Niño this year could also negatively impact the global economic growth. A recent study says $5.7 trillion in global income losses resulted from the 1997-98 El Niño and $4.1 trillion in losses from the 1982-83 El Niño. The world could also be temporarily pushed past 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming above pre-industrial levels, a key tipping point beyond which chances of extreme flooding, droughts, wildfires and food shortages could increase dramatically. In the Paris Climate Agreement, countries pledged to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees and preferably to 1.5 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial temperatures. But the world has already seen around 1.2 degrees Celsius of warming as humans continue to burn fossil fuels and produce planet-heating pollution. Now, according to this UN agency, there is a 66% likelihood that the annual average near-surface global temperature between 2023 and 2027 will temporarily be more than 1.5 degrees Celsius for at least a year. A host of climate records have already been broken in 2023, with soaring temperatures, unusually hot oceans, and record high levels of carbon pollution in the atmosphere, and record low levels of Antarctic ice. Across Asia, Europe and the Americas, early and prolonged heat waves this year have killed people and animals and crops, sparked concerns about food security and water scarcity, and led to unprecedented wildfires.
So the key lesson from the report is that the tropical Pacific Ocean is currently experiencing El Niño condition. And this is a result of rapid and substantive change both in the atmosphere and in the ocean. So the impact of the El Nino event on global temperature is likely to surge the global temperature because El Nino will add up to the anthropogenic warming and likely to increase the global temperature. So what we might see in the next month from June to September, from July to September, we will have a surge of dryness area over Australia, the maritime continent, and also in the northern part of South America.
The world's hottest day ever in the entire human history. What's coming next? As I said earlier, scientists are warning this is not a milestone to be celebrated. This should worry us. This should terrify us. But are we going to get our act together, or are governments going to swing into action or continue to be comatose as they have all this while?